I recently made a video talking about things that are not real in this reality, things that are just utter bullshit. And I got so many of you sending me messages asking me my thoughts and opinions on this or that, or what I think of this, which I love. Keep sending those. That's so awesome. But I wanted to make a video to go over a few more. So when you spiritually awaken, you start to realize and see and know that there are things in this world that are just utter nonsense, utter garbage. And in my previous video titled Spiritually Awakening in Your 40s, I was talking about evaluations at work. I was talking about the credit scores, how they're just utter and complete nonsense. And so now I want to talk about a few things that you guys have asked me about in the comments. Some of you have sent me DMs on Instagram. Thank you so much. One of the things I know just irks me, grinds my gears so badly are test scores. Where I live, we test students on everything. Literally every 30 seconds, there's another state-mandated test. And your school career and how you show up at school and what classes you get into and blah, 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 blah is all determined by a number on this piece of paper from a score on a state-mandated test that is nothing but utter and pure garbage. And as a mom, it's really hard when your daughter comes home and is upset that she didn't score high enough because her teacher is telling her, oh, you might not be able to stay in this math class because you didn't score high enough. And children hear these things and they base their worth and their value on this, especially when the person telling you this is a trusted adult, a teacher whom you respect and care for. And when they tell you, oh, your number's not good enough, what that student, what that child is hearing is, I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. And the thing I tell my daughter is, when you're out of school, not one time in your entire life are you ever going to be asked, hey, you know that math test in 6th grade? What was your score? No, it doesn't matter. It's utter nonsense. It's bullshit. It's another way to categorize people. It is another way to separate people. You're smart, you're dumb, you're in between, you've got more work to do, you're just so top, you're the best. It's utter nonsense and garbage. This number on that piece of paper from these tests that we test these kids with to death means nothing. And if you watched my last video, Spiritual Awakening in Your 40s, where I said, if you're on your deathbed and you're like, oh my God, that test score in 6th grade, I wish I did better, come back and let me know, because otherwise it's utter and complete nonsense. If you're on your deathbed and you cannot say, I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda about something, it's nonsense. It means nothing. So testing scores and the way we test students is just so disgusting and gross. Over testing them, over performing, wanting your schools to be 5-star schools and like pushing and forcing these kids into so much work. When I was in kindergarten, granted it was in the 80s, I freaking loved going to school. Loved it. It was fun. It was exciting. Now, kindergartners are taking state-mandated tests. And these numbers are following them throughout their elementary, middle school, high school careers. How disgusting is that? Do you know why they assign these numbers to us? Do you know why they're constantly testing and putting you in categories? Because it creates a divide. Because it gives schools the opportunity to pat themselves on the back, say, I'm a 5-star school. Okay, you're a 5-star school, but what have you done to teach the student about love? What have you done to teach the student about community? What have you done to teach the student about respect, joy, camaraderie, being together, loving each other, being one unit, being one community? You're a 5-star school because of a test score that means nothing in the grand scheme of life. Okay, that's garbage. I had several of you asking me about the test scores, and I love that. A lot of you asked me about taxes, and this one is so funny to me because taxes, I think, are the utter bane of existence, and they are put in place to absolutely put you down. Taxes are put in place so that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because I know that we love to think and believe that we live in a free country, in a free society. I'm in America. Wherever you are, you take this information and put it in for your own country. I know we love to believe in America that we're free, but when you own your house, you have to pay property tax, and if you don't pay that, they take your house away. Even though you've paid that mortgage every freaking month for 30 years, and you have that piece of paper in your hand that says, hey, this is mine. If you miss a property tax payment, the government will come take your house away. On a house you already own, on a house you've already paid for 30 years. And mind you, during those 30 years, a huge majority of your payment went to interest. A huge majority of that payment went to taxes from a check that you received at a job that you paid taxes on. Then let's get into car insurance. So you get a check, okay? You've been taxed on this check. You want to buy a car, you have to get taxed on that car. You get sales tax, okay? You register your car, you have to pay for tax on the registration for a car you already paid tax on from a check you already paid tax on. Then every year you have to re-register that car with more taxes for the registration you already got taxed the first time, for a car that you already got taxed on to buy, for a check you already got taxed on when you got it. Then if you want to go to the grocery store, you have to take that check that you already got taxed on and pay more taxes called a sales tax. So taxes are an utter way to keep control of a population. They're not real, they're fake, they're bullshit, they're a lie. They are used to keep you under control, to keep you under somebody's thumb. Taxes are a way to keep a population poor, because your taxes are given to the government, but where are they? What is the government doing? What are they doing with the tax money that you've given them? I don't care what political party you're on. Don't care. It could be left, it could be right, it could be independent. Don't care. That's another thing that is not real. Politics. Let me get into it. Your taxes are stolen from you and used by the government to do whatever they want with them, even though they have taxed you to utter death. Okay, so taxes, lie, bullshit, fake news. When you're spiritually awakened, it's so easy to see that taxes are just a manipulation. They're just a way for you to be controlled. Now, let's go into politics. Okay, politics are the absolute worst way of control because it is shoved in your face so much, so often. Politics are a way to divide us. Politics are a way to make us not like each other. I cannot tell you how many people I have seen unfriend or unfollow family members, friends that they've been friends with for so long because of their political beliefs. That shit is not real. What is real? Love, connection, community, joy, happiness, coming together, being one. You're a human. I'm a human. You have blood, I have blood. You need oxygen to live, I need oxygen to live, okay? My phone's ringing. You need what I need to survive. You're human, I'm human. Just because your skin's different than mine, your culture's different than mine, your race is different than mine, does not mean that we need to be separated. Yes, respecting each other's cultures. Yes, getting to learn about each other's cultures, getting to experience each other's cultures, absolutely. But using that as a way to divide us, that's how you get controlled and manipulated, okay? So that's another thing. Fake news, garbage, trash. It's not real. It's not part of who we are. As a soul, we are love, community, compassion, joy, happiness, gratitude, togetherness. And when you're anything outside of that, it's fake. It's not real. It's put here in place to control and manipulate. What else? Let me see. What else did I get in my comments asking me if I thought it was fake or not? Oh, makeup companies. I thought that this was a really fun one. Somebody wrote me a message and said, do you think makeup is fake because so many companies push so many products? And again, I'm going to say this. This is true for me. If you can lay on your deathbed and say, oh God, I wish I had had more makeup, then you're fine. You're good. Keep doing it. But if you can lay on your deathbed and say, who gives a fuck? I don't even remember what makeup brand I bought. It's fake. It's not real. But to that point, I believe that overconsumerism, overconsumption, whatever, is very real because it's shoved in our throats. There are ads everywhere, and there's ads on this YouTube channel, and I wish I could control that, but I cannot. There are ads on this YouTube channel. There are ads on everything you do. I cannot scroll through Facebook anymore, Instagram without an ad shoved in my face. I think over-consumerism is another way to control and manipulate. I think shoving products in our face, whether it be makeup or whatever, is another way to keep us poor because we see somebody, an influencer, using it and we want it. So to that point, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question right, but to that point, over-consumerism is not real. When you deviate from love, connection, joy, community, togetherness, happiness, gratitude, it's not real. Our soul, at the core of who we are, when we leave this body that is also not real, this body's, I can feel it, I know that I'm sensing it, but this body is an avatar that my soul is inhabiting in order to be here and experience things. But when I leave this earth, this body will go back to the earth, but my soul is eternal. And that's what's real. And the soul in its eternal form is love, community, togetherness, absolute joy, gratitude, helping others, and anything outside of that is not real, especially when it's being forced on you. That's another way to tell if it's being forced. If you're forced to pay taxes. Oh my God, I just thought of another one. So we have the car, the registration, the yearly registration, okay, the check for your taxes. And then there's another one that the gas. Every time you get gas to fill up that car, you're paying taxes. So you paid tax on the check. You paid tax to buy the car. You paid tax the first time you registered the car. Now you're paying tax every single year when you re-register. And you're paying tax every time you buy the gas. I mean, it never ends. But I thought it was so funny that you guys asked me to make a video about more stuff that is fake. Basically, if you can lay on your deathbed and say, oh God, I wish I would have, it's real. And if you can lay on your deathbed and, did I even work there? I don't remember. If you can't remember, if it's insignificant, it's not real. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. What matters is how you treat other people, even people that have a different opinion than you. What matters is how you show up in the world. What matters is how you stand up for injustice in a way that is community oriented, not a way that's separating. What matters is how you love others. What matters is how you forgive. What matters is how you show up grateful for things. That's what matters. If you want to hear more, send me more messages. I thought it was like the most awesome thing. Thank you guys so much. Remember, I'm hosting a free quantum healing session on November 2nd. Completely free. We're going to work on clearing and healing the liver. If you want to be a part of that, all the information is down below. I've got the links and everything. Free quantum healing session that I'm doing on November 2nd. You do have to sign up, but I hope that I see you there.